I'm Anwar Hadi, and today I'll be reading Shadows, written by Maya Zaharudin and illustrated by Shufitri Mohd Shukardi. Adam was packing his books for school as his brothers were wrestling with each other. Suddenly, the power went out and darkness swallowed the room. He rushed to his mattress and hugged his bolster tightly. He could hear his brothers calling him a coward in the dark. He forced his eyes shut to make the darkness less scary. When you shut your eyes really tightly, you can see white squiggles, and these squiggles made Adam dizzy. As his head spun, his brothers' insults drifted into silence. The stillness made him panic until he heard a whirring sound followed by a crack and a thump. He opened his eyes and the squiggly lines started to shape a new world. The whirring sound came from everything spinning into place. He saw a large mountain that stood tall and proud under a faded sun. "Get out of the way, little boy," Adam heard. "Yeah, move. Move. Ugh." And then more thumps and grunts and moans and groans. "Begone, villains," said a voice. A royal figure who looked like a prince draped in beautiful clothing, and two ugly-looking creatures appeared. "Your tricks and riddles will not stop my journey," said the prince. "Ho ho, brave prince, tiny brain," said one of the ugly creatures. "We won't leave till you feel pain." But, there are two of you, vile creatures, and only one of me," the prince shouted. "We never fight fair. We thought that was obvious. You cannot tell us what to do." "Yeah, prince, are you scared of a little riddle or two? If you don't like riddles, it's fine with us. We'll squeeze you flat. Oh, that's a plus." They chuckled loudly and the ground shook, and this made the prince fall. "Hey, that's not nice." Adam almost yelled at the monsters, but he quickly held his tongue. He recalled how terrified he was when the lights went off, and he had a quick thought that maybe being called a coward is better than getting into trouble. But he knew better. Adam was a brave boy. He would never give in to his fears. "What? What's that?" "I said Adam was a brave boy." "I know, but where are you? I hear you, but I can't see you." "It's me, Tok Dalang, the narrator. It's not the time to be asking questions. Prince Vijaya needs you, so listen to me. Adam was a brave boy. Adam felt driven by his own bravery." "I do?" "Yes, he did." And he gathered his courage and stepped forward to help the prince. "Stop bullying the prince." At this, the prince turned around and saw Adam with his hands raised up high to call for attention. The prince smiled at him. "You must be Adam," he said as he patted Adam's back. The prince seemed to know him, and Adam was curious as to how. How? But he didn't have time for questions. "Who are you, and what do you want?" bellowed one of the monsters. "Well, I am Adam, and may I ask you, who are you to be terrorizing the prince?" Adam grew braver as he spoke. The monsters looked at each other, stood side by side, and grinned. "Ditya Kalantaka is what I'm named, and I eat children without shame. Ditya Kalanjaya I am called, and I am the scariest one of all." And together they said, "The monstrous Dityas, that's what we are, and no one passes us without a war." "Why are you picking on the prince?" Adam pressed on. "Why? Because the prince has a mission, and successful missions we don't condone," answered Ditya Kalanjaya. With that, the two Dityas started to stomp and grunt and taunt both Prince Vijaya and Adam. However, Adam knew that besides strength, he could also show bravery through wit. Adam's face lit up because he knew he could do this. Wait, I have an idea. You like riddles, right? We like to ask, not answer, said Kalanjaya. Oh, so you are two silly monsters, Adam retorted, and the Dityas snarled. Until you prove otherwise, I can't say you're not. The Dityas groaned and grunted and sighed and murmured even more. Finally, Kalantaka said, Fine, if we succeed, you'd make a great dessert. The prince turned and said, Aye, but if you fail, know that you must help us climb Mount Beringin, wade through the river, and hike through the forest on my quest for something sweeter than victory. So Adam asked the riddle. You must keep this thing, or its loss will affect your brothers. If yours is lost, it will soon be lost by others. The two Dityas were speechless. They liked to ask questions, not answer them. It was too late for the Dityas to realize that the little boy had trapped them with their own trick. They had never heard of that riddle. Filled with frustration, the Dityas walked around in a circle. Then they tried running in circles, hoping it would help them think better. Unfortunately, all the running only made them really tired and didn't speed up their brains. Finally, the two Dityas collapsed and surrendered. We give up! What is the answer? The answer is your temper, Adam replied, mighty and proud. You have to keep your temper in check. If you lose it, you'll affect the people close to you, and soon other people will lose it, and the world will be an angry place. Adam explained as he stared hard at the Dityas. The Dityas growled in frustration. Worry not, the sweetest reward awaits you, the prince said, smiling wide. What is this prize you are looking to claim? Adam asked. The most wonderful thing. It is bumpy and green outside, but the golden flesh inside will melt in your mouth. Hearing this, Adam couldn't help but giggle, thinking back how intensely the prince and the Dityas once argued for a fruit. The prince then gave them orders, and their journey began. The Dityas helped Adam and the prince cross deep rivers by letting them sit on their shoulders. They protected Adam and the prince from sharp rocks with their big, thick arms. They crossed the forest and cut the thick, thorny vines with their sharp teeth and claws. They waded through the muddy terrain on their huge, clawed feet. Together, they climbed the tall, steep mountain and reached the peak. With their eyes on the prize and the powerful boy near them, the Dityas were, in fact, very helpful. Soon, they could see the jackfruit tree on top of Mount Beringin. There it is! The prince pointed to a large, brown-black tree. Adam had to squint his eyes because it began to get brighter. Amongst the dark leaves, they could see a brightly shining greenish-yellow fruit. It was almost glowing. The fruit was very high up the tree, and the Dityas started arguing about who should make the dangerous climb. Their voices were so loud and thunderous that the jackfruit fell with a soft thud, landing on the grass. The Dityas immediately dove in for a well-deserved treat. Both Adam and the prince shook their heads in amusement as they too joined the Dityas for the delectable feast. We did it, Adam said softly. No, you did it, the prince corrected. Feeling proud of himself, Adam suddenly remembered his brothers. They too liked jackfruit. He remembered getting all excited, arguing with them over who got the last piece. He suddenly felt pangs of sadness that they were not with him on this journey. So Adam decided to bring some jackfruit home for them. What? And before Adam could ask more questions, the world spun around again, sending Adam into a whirlpool of very bright lights this time. When Adam's eyes finally adjusted to the brightness, he saw that the power had come back on in his room. Nothing had changed, except for the sweet, fragrant fruit he cradled in his arms. The end. So what we learn from this story is, even though you're scared sometimes, it's always good to be brave for the right things. I'm Anwar Hadi, and thank you for listening.